Hi folks, welcome back to Dr. Brains. So happy to have you all back. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was, because so much of the stuff that's kind of been in our subconscious is becoming very conscious and very real to us in today's climate of the Black Lives Matter movement, the coronavirus. I mean, a lot of things have just, been striking us and making us come to terms with so many things that we normally like to keep in our subconscious. We like to suppress those kind of feelings and emotions because they get a bit too much for us. But there's no way to run or hide from them now. On the daily, we are exposed to some pretty serious things that are bringing about some thoughts and some feelings in us that we can't really escape from at this point. So I've been having a lot of realizations recently, and I'm sure loads of us have been having lots of realizations. And I think it's really important. I think it's a good thing, but it's also a lot to process. One of the things that happened to us recently is we have this world map in my kids' bedroom, which I completely loved, and I love, that kind of decor, the world map and all of that. So we put it up in my kids' room, and that was like 2 years ago or something. And the other day, my husband goes to me, "Oh, that's a Eurocentric world map." And I was like, "What? I kind of heard of that before." I was like, "What do you mean?" So I started doing some research, and you know how the globe is a round globe, if you still believe that the earth is round. So it's a round shape, right? And it's really hard to put that round shape flat as a 2D shape, right? So there's been all sorts of different ways of trying to get the world map to be 2D. Because certain parts get skewed and, the accuracy kind of gets lost. It is possible to do it, and there's so many different versions of the world map, but the one that we see most, the one that is by far the most used world map view, is the one that is kind of skewed, that makes Europe look much bigger than it actually is. So it's called Eurocentric. Isn't that just crazy? Now, I'm not saying the people who created that Eurocentric world map had any kind of bad intentions behind it. I don't know. But what I am saying is it is the most widely used world map. And just little things like that, even down to the world map, little things like that, they build up and they add to the image that we create in our subconscious mind. And what that means is, whether you realize it or not, you see that world map and you think, okay, that's the world map, that's what the world looks like. Little do you know that Africa is actually 4 times the size and Europe is less than half the size of what you see on that world map. I think what I'm trying to say is that we really have to develop an awareness why we think the way we think and how Eurocentric ideas have become so mainstream that we do think that they are completely the norm, Now, I myself am from the UK. I've grown up in Europe, and now I live in the USA. So I don't have an issue with these places. They're my home. But what I have an issue with is a lack of accuracy.
Cheers, Jeff.
When we depict the ideas of a Eurocentric worldview, all right? So if even the world map, the one that's most commonly used, is Eurocentric, how many more concepts really in our minds are Eurocentric? I think I'm starting to realize more and more just how deeply affected we are by that kind of ideology. So what my point today was, this story about my kid's map in his bedroom, is just that, with the Black Lives Matter movement, we really are beginning to notice how much it's ingrained in us to consider white as normal. White is the norm. White is the goal. That's how we have been living up until now. And I think we need to start making a bit of a conscious effort to reclaim our own identities. Because in many ways, I will never be white. So I think it's really important for us to reclaim our own identities in the light of what we're seeing. And I think the Black Lives Matter movement really is a new lease of life for us. It is a new breath for us. And it's such an important movement on so many levels. And it's not just a movement, it really, to me, is a complete revolution. And, you know, we need to start being aware and being conscious that actually I'm just as normal as you are. I am absolutely normal. I do not have to explain myself and my traditions and my culture and my language and my name and my color and my race and my clothes. I don't have to explain all of that to you. It is who I am, and it is completely normal. You are not the only norm. Do you see what I mean? And I think we really need to start stepping into our own power like that, because so many of us have been kind of living on the sidelines and accepting that white is normal and trying to be white really, really hard. Trying really hard to be white and be liked by the whites. Now, again, I don't have an issue specifically with white people, okay? So don't get stressed about that, and don't start getting fragile about that, okay? But just know that whoever you are right. You are intentional. You are a creative being, and you need to start accepting what you are and who you are as you are. You see what I mean? Because that is where our power lies. And I want to do another video on that, but I'm going to leave this one there. So just bear in mind that Eurocentric worldviews are literally, it's so widespread, and at every layer, there's so many layers to it, down to the world map in your kid's room. That's just one tiny example I can give you of what I mean when I say how deeply ingrained it is. Now, is it intentional or not that is the most commonly used world map? I would say, yeah, there's a little bit of intention behind there. I mean, I would say, yeah. And I'm not out here trying to give the benefit of the doubt to anybody at this stage. I'm out to call it as I see it, and I think it is intentional that the world map that we see is a Eurocentric one. Okay? And there's many other things that are very intentionally done as well to ensure that we consider white as normal. Okay? But we are normal. I am normal and you are normal. It's actually, it even feels kind of crazy to say that. It does to me. Yeah, I'm normal. There ain't nothing abnormal about this, you know? So I'm gonna leave it there, and I'll see you in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed this one. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe. I feel like a real YouTuber, but those things are really important. So like and subscribe. See ya!
I'll take your brain to another dimension. I'll take your brain to another dimension. Pay close attention.